got CB Dollaway on today, July 7th, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada, part of International Fight Week. CB's used to the big crowds, the big fans. That's not going to give him too much of a problem. Got to ask, though, is the 3-fight losing streak giving you a little bit more power to get into the gym every day and make sure you're doing things right?
Really truthfully, I've faced some top competition in my last 3 fights, the top guys in the world, 3 world champions. But yeah, it has made me hungry, to get a victory. Had a good one with current world champion Michael Bisping, and had some slip ups with Machida and Nate Marquardt. Our coaching situation and training situation has been a little weird the past couple of years and stuff. So now I feel like we got a really good team now. You just saw my teammate Ryan Bader go out and take the Bellator world title. Been training with him all camp, same coaching staff and everything. So, I'm feeling really good, real confident about this fight, and I'm making my light heavyweight debut. So, there's some new stuff going on for me, some stuff to be excited about. Personally, that new weight class and stuff. Not going to die next week when I go to Las Vegas for that weight cut and stuff. So, it's for me, it's kind of a new experience, even though I'm a veteran in the sport. Going in that new weight class and stuff. And it's going to be cool to just see how I feel and try it out.
You come from a strong wrestling background, as everybody knows, but so does Johnny Hendricks. Johnny Hendricks is at 170, missed weight 5 times at 170, then missed weight again at 185. Like he is just, there's something going on with him. He's just not getting it together. How is your weight? That gives me pause. So now I have to ask you, how's your weight right now? Because if you're allowed to eat and like, oh crap, I can cut 10 pounds because I'm 50 pounds heavier. How is your weight right now?
I'm starting practice at 215 and weighing out around 207, 209. So, it's not even going to be an issue. It's the last thing on my mind. Where right now, when I was making middleweight, I was weighing 210 going into fight week, and that was the last 3 weeks of camp. That was just constantly on my mind, like that cut. And, I think taking that out of the equation is going to help out a little bit. And, we'll see. But, yeah, as of right now, I still eat clean, eat the right foods, right supplements and everything. But, it's just I wish there was a 195-pound weight class, to tell you the truth. There just isn't. And so, I'm gonna give this a run at light heavyweight. And I think I saw California is actually, adding weight classes and stuff. So, maybe one day there will be a 195.
California is adding weight classes, but they're also adding dehydration tests. So for you to show up at 185, you're only allowed to be put on 20% of your body weight back on again. It seems like that's a big amount, but the problem is that most guys, for you especially, you come into the ring at 200.
I used to come in at 210 when I would on fight night. I'd rehab back up. So yeah, and I've heard of guys like Honey Marks and some of these Brazilian guys coming in at 220 on fight night. There's some big guys out there, but yeah, I think, it's not healthy, obviously. So it's for me, I just think I'm going to feel better, and I'm actually having fun again. I'm not dreading fighting. Like, I'm looking forward to the fight. The fight's the fun part, and even in college wrestling, that's kind of when I was done with college wrestling, why I was done with the sport. I was tired of cutting weight and killing myself. It's just part of the sport, where it's good to see that kind of being taken out of the sport now.
I got to be honest with you, against Michael Bisping, I kind of felt like the weight cut is what actually hurt you in that decision loss, is the fact that I think you would have won that fight if you had more energy going into the later rounds. You just didn't have it.
Yeah.
You were trying to. Your mind wanted to go. Your body just couldn't physically put it together.
Yeah, I started slowing down, and towards the end of the second round and the third round, for sure. So if I'd had a little more steam, where now there's no question in my mind, I can go out and push hard for 3 rounds. Like, put the pedal down and go. So, just excited to get out there and test drive, the new car, basically.
Let's talk about the coaching staff change, because I forgot. You guys had a lot of coaches in and out of there for a little bit. So explain it to the folks who don't really know what's going on. What happened in the last couple of years with the coaching staff?
Well, we had Tom Vaughn from Fit NHB out of New Mexico. He was kind of coming back and forth. He was working with us, and things were good there, I had my boxing coach, Jose Benavidez, was in the gym and stuff, and then there was, some politics and stuff in the gym. Jose ended up leaving, going to California. So, kind of lost my striking coach right before the Machida fight. guy I've been working with, I was doing well with, and then he left, and obviously the Machida fight didn't go well, and then had a new striking coach. Was kind of working with him, and went into the Bisping fight. Had a good fight with Bisping, but like you said, kind of slowed down towards the later rounds and stuff. And then our head coach Tom Vaughn left, and Aaron Simpson took over for a little bit there. He's kind of head coach, and we had some striking coaches in there, and then Aaron ended up pursuing other business ventures, and now we have. And I was with Aaron when I fought Marquardt too. But now Aaron's pursued other ventures, and we have this coach from Brazil, Jair. He brought Renan Barral with him and some other high-level guys, and he's brought a staff with him, and I've been very happy with the training and how things are being run. One little hiccup we had, we're moving locations with Power. Our facility, we couldn't work out a deal with our landlord, so we end up we're in the process of buying a new location. Ryan Bader, one of my business partners, is going to actually buy the building that we're going to be moving into. Just kind of a lot of changes going on, but our coaches, like I said, I'm very happy with. I've been with them all camp, kind of gelled right away. Everything flowed pretty well, so a lot of the basic fundamentals were the same as other coaches I'd had, and you just kind of added on to that stuff. So I've been very happy, like I said, with the situation. But yeah, over the past couple of years, just kind of switching coaches and stuff obviously isn't the best scenario. So now I think we got a mainstay guy. He moved here all the way from Brazil. This is what he does. For 30 years, been a professional mixed martial arts coach. So I think we got the right guy, and I think it's going to be a long-term deal.
How much different was the game planning with Aaron versus your coach now for a guy like Ed Herman? Because both coaches have a different kind of philosophy of how to approach the fight.
I think just more organized. There's more staff. This guy brought more people with him to help. Where Aaron was, kind of didn't have that staff to support him. He's trying to, there's 25, 30 professional fighters, and everyone's, fighting for time and whatnot. Where this guy just has more people he brought with him, and he's more comfortable delegating things, I think. And comfortable, with the people he's putting you with and stuff. So I think that's the difference. And you're getting a little more attention, and I think he's been a coach in mixed martial arts for, like I said, 30 years. It's what he does. He's trained Renan Barral, and also Claudia Gerhardt was another student of his. So he's produced world champions. So you're confident in what he's teaching. His stuff works at the highest level. So yeah, and then I just saw, Ryan Bader just won a belt. So there's good things happening, and he's done good things in the past, and so that gives you a level of confidence going into your fight.
Man, it sounds great. New coaching staff, new weight class. You finally got everything cohesive. You get ready to get a new building. That's some pretty exciting stuff going on in your fight, in the fight portion of your game, but not even your career. Like the fight career is a separate deal, it sounds like, from that portion, because now you've got everything else kind of lined in correctly. How much more comfortable are you walking into practice now, knowing everything's gonna be organized? I can do what I got to do, get in, get out. Not even talking about the weight cut, because now you have to worry about.
Yeah. There's no thinking on my part anymore. I just come in and do as I'm told. We've got a great strength coach, Jason Kamens. He's handling the strength and conditioning, and we've got a striking coach, Rafael, and then our head coach, Jair. You just come in and you just listen to them. There's no thinking on your part. I'm not trying to plan out my practice. I'm not trying to plan out my game plan. I'm confident in listening to what they do, and he's assessed my abilities. He knows my strong points. He knows my weaknesses. He's watched a lot of film on me, and he's telling me, this is where you're weak. This is where we need to improve. But for this fight, we're going to use your strengths here and there. And let's add to this, or let's stay away from this. So he's very interested in his fighters, and he's very on top of things. And every fighter, he just seems very into his job and loves his job, and I think it's going to show.
That's awesome. Well, obviously, sure with Bader, he looked really good against Davis. Of course, for the folks at home, it's a little bit boring because they were expecting a lot more action. But both guys nullify each other. They've already fought fought once before, so it made it very difficult as well. But Bader looked good. He looked really good with all things considered, and what was going up and get in front of him, and being thrown right away into a title fight. Like, he really looked good with all that pressure being put on him. And I'm hoping the same is going to look good for you too. I hope everything's going to work out right for you guys, because now it sounds like you guys have a real team put together from a coaching staff standpoint, and just got to get that building locked in, and everything else will be squared away.
Yeah, I mean, and the building isn't even that important. The building's nice, but we know we've had some local companies down here, like the Thoroughbred Wrestling Club, open their doors to us, let us come in there, run our practices out of there. Then there's a good strength and conditioning place right next door. They're like, you can come in here, use our stuff. So people in the community opened their doors to us, made sure we had what we needed to get the job done. And, like our coach said, he trained world champions out of a much, much smaller space than what we had. He goes, you don't need all the fancy bullshit to win. He goes, the hard work, you got to have the right people, the right staff, and you can win. It's the fancy stuff is nice, and we're going to have that. We don't have it right now, but you don't need it to win. Like you said, you just come in, put the work in, listen, keep your head up, keep grinding, one foot in front of the other, and get it done.
I like it. CB, thanks so much for coming on here. Have a great rest of your training camp. Enjoy the ability to be able to eat the night before the weigh-in.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, going up there to try out the Performance Institute. I did the visit at the athlete retreat, but this week I get to come there, use the cryo chambers and use the cage, all that, and then they have food and stuff there for us. You actually get to eat, like you said, every other past fight's been, dying on that fight week. So it's going to be a huge change for me, and I think it's going to show in the fight, and I'm real excited.
I think so, too. I'm glad everything got squared away, and I'm glad this is going to be a great fight for you. I really do think so.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care. Have a good night.